Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. What you want to talk about? Kitchen talk, conversations that cook. Kitchen talk, Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends.
Lisa, Lopre, JT, and friends. Y'all ready to pick up some conversation? Come on.
Kitchen talk.
Let's talk.
There it is.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome back.
I know. Kitchen Talk, CTC.
Conversations that cook.
We gotta do it. We just gotta do it.
Listen, the past couple of conversations was cooking. There was fire hot, man. Fire
Cooking.
hot.
Well, hello there.
Yo.
JT, you
What's
always
up?
look surprised when you. What's up, my brother? What's up?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just trying to get settled in for the show tonight.
There it
I'm
is.
sweating a little bit because I just got done, trying to get these guns and stuff right.
100 push-ups.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
I'm gonna finish mine up tonight. I'll get my 100 in.
Well, y'all go ahead.
I'll get my 100 in.
Kudos to you all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know my biggest thing with that is consistency.
True.
That's it. You got to be consistent.
You gotta be
That's when you're gonna see
consistent.
the change. Like I was doing, I'm like, oh yeah, I see the change, and you kind of lay off, then you pick it back
Yep.
up. You got to be consistent. If you do it every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
you'll see the change.
Yeah.
It's just like you start seeing two abs and be like, oh yeah. I don't need to do them no more.
Yeah. I mean, it leads right into our conversation, which I cannot wait to
Listen. So look. So there is so very much going on in the world, right? I mean, so very much. So very much going on in our own personal lives as well. So, we deal with a lot. Got a lot going on. So I was thinking tonight we could have a little bit of a lighter approach to our conversation tonight, although I still believe it's gonna sizzle a little bit, as they always do.
Okay.
We lost JT. Hopefully he'll be
He'll be
back.
back. He always comes back. He'll be back.
Oh my goodness. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is the Black Panther legacy.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's buzzing, right?
It is
So-
buzzing. It is
So
buzzing.
Black Panther, the movie came out in 2016,
I think
17,
16. No, it was 16. I think it was 16. I gotta do a
16.
Google search.
Has it been 4 years?
I think so.
Wow.
I think-
Wow. And so for the last 4 years, I don't know about you, friends, but have you been waiting on a second one?
I follow the Marvel piece, and I know that they were gonna do so much more. Like, there's so many other pieces to this. They have the new Black Panther movie coming out, but I'm sorry, not coming out. It was on the blocks for production. I don't know if they've started it, if they've done anything to it to get it going. And now that we have lost, the king, how is that going to look?
Right.
How is how is Disney going to work in terms of saying, "Hey,
So
let's
Marvel,
keep going"?
Marvel is Disney. See, I'm not a Marvel person. I'm not Marvel. I'm not. What's the other people? Avengers? Is that the same
That's
people?
still Marvel, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
You're
who?
thinking of
Isn't it
DC,
another group? It's
yeah,
another group though,
DC
right?
Comics. There's
Okay.
so many. There's so many. There's so
So
many.
I don't really follow any of that. I just
Right.
knew that I fell in love with the Black Panther and was like, okay, when is the next one? Like this should just be continual, just continuous sagas. Like we up to what 8 or 9 Fast and Furious. We should be, and to me, if it came out in 2016,
It
I
came
should
out
have had another
2018.
Black Panther by now.
2018. As a matter of fact, it was February 16, 2018.
18. So we only 2 years.
2 years
Going
in.
on 3. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I still was on the edge of my seat waiting on a Black Panther
I mean,
2.
I think
I'm
everybody
like,
is. Everybody.
it was so wonderful. So just a moment of paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman. I mean, he made, like, when you saw him, you just believed that he was the king. Like
Right.
even if you after that movie, if you saw him for anything else, it was like, that's the king, that's Black Panther, that's my dude, that's the guy, whatever. And then of course to hear about, it's so crazy, and maybe I'm the only one, but like I have never met him or any other celebrity, kind of, for that matter. But it made me sad. I felt it. Like I felt it.
I thought that for a number of celebrities, and I'm not a celebrity guy like that. I don't get excited. And I've met celebrities in different places where they'll come into different events, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like a regular person. I met Shaq that way at a at a not a Denny's. What they call it? It was one of those breakfast spots. IHOP at an IHOP.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, hey, Shaq, what's up? He was like, hey, we kind of chat around for a little bit, me and my frat brothers. But I've met a lot of celebrities that way. To me, it was like, okay, this is just another person. We're having a great conversation. Um, I don't know. I think he embodied that, in terms of how he carried himself. So
He seemed really, really touchable. I feel that way about former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. I feel like you could, like you said, you see him in the IHOP and you be like, "What's up?"
that's
Whatever.
correct. That's
I
correct.
felt, and so with hearing his passing, it almost felt like it was like a family member. Like, but we don't know each other. I don't know him,
Yeah, and
but
that's the power of film, right? He did such a great job, not just in that. In 42, I loved him playing Jack Robinson. He also played another superhero in Gods of Egypt, which I thought he played a phenomenal role.
oh, I didn't
I
see
gotta
that.
watch that. I never even saw that.
Oh man, y'all gotta watch it. Most people kind of missed it. It got some bad reviews, but it was actually, to me, a really good movie.
Gods
Um,
of Egypt.
yeah, uh, he um, he had that presence about him, and I think there are certain people who had that, like the passing of Michael Jackson, right? People were going crazy. Same thing with Prince. Remember, we had talked about that
Right,
and how
right.
impactful it's because they tap into our emotions in a certain way, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's through music, whether it's through movies, whether it's through a video, they do something to our spirit that says,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
connect, right?
yeah,
So in his
yeah.
passing, we connect. It was not just another person. It was
Right.
like, for me, it was Kobe Bryant. You know, uh, I watched him from the time he was in high school all the way through, his last game. And I'm like, man, it's like if I saw him, it would be like, hey, Cole, what's up, man? Great game, right? Because they touch you in a certain way. Now, there's certain other celebrities, if they pass, you'll be okay, I'm sad, but it's not gonna touch you in the
It's
way.
not the same. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
So I know, JT, you got a chance to work with Chadwick Boseman. What was what was that experience like?
All right. I'm gonna try to make it through this. I ain't no crybaby, but yeah. For those that don't know, I got a chance to work with Chadwick on the set of 42. I actually had some speaking roles, but Hollywood cut that stuff, so I just had to deal with it. I had like other experiences with him, as far as acting and auditioning and other things, and I've crossed paths with him several times. And like you saying, like he's touchable, he really is that kind of guy. I remember we was auditioning for something. Quick story: we was auditioning for something, and we were at Dance 411, which is a dance studio in Atlanta. I think it's still open. And there was a room that they were using for like auditions. And I was like, all right, cool, blah, blah, blah. I went in and did my audition. I came out, he was sitting there. I was like, I know this dude. And you could literally sit down and chat with him about, like, pick his brain about what kind of pointers do you need, whatever. He had just got fired from some kind of soap opera or something like that he did. And he was just doing auditions, trying to get more work. All right, so I leave there and I go to an audition across town. I do an audition. He walks in like 5 minutes later.
Wow.
And I was like, well, I guess I probably ain't gonna get this either. And like, if you ever talked to him, he had this, man, brother, nah, it ain't like that, it's work that can go around, man. You ain't gotta look at it like that. I was like, yeah, man, I guess. But yeah, Chadwick was a real cool guy, man. Real cool guy.
That is so.
Which is, it's funny that we're talking about this because I thought we were going to be talking about the Black Panther movement. And then I remember, oh yeah, I did send that. And I saw something recently. I think he was laid to rest either yesterday or today. That he finally was laid to rest. I think
it was yesterday. I think I saw it was yesterday.
Yeah, so this is
where at
the show.
North Carolina?
North Carolina. No, South Carolina. His home state.
He was from the Anderson, South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. Well, God bless him. Rest well, our King. Wakanda forever. Forever. So, how? Because this is the big debate now, right? So, how do we honor what he has brought to us, right? Especially when it comes to Black Panther. Like, some folks are saying, let it be, he is the king, and that's it. Some folks are saying, no, you got to keep it going. You got to keep his legacy going. Let him join the ancestors and let's keep moving. Let's keep riding, whatever. So what do you guys think, like, the best way to honor his legacy?
I think by letting me be the next Black Panther. I mean, that being honest with you, it's not really not like that. I cannot do it. I really could if I wanted to, but I if I get the opportunity, I would.
Hey, you're doing the push-ups. You're doing the push-up, man.
Hey, if I was to get that call, I want to be prepared.
Well, you don't put it out in the universe now, so hey.
I don't. The thing about it is, I just don't know if they decide to go forward with doing the Black Panther. I don't know how the next actor would, how people would, accept him or embrace him, because Chadwick did such a phenomenal job. It's like he's gonna forever be the Black Panther. He's gonna forever be the king of Wakanda. Forever. So whoever comes in next, man, bro, hey, they really got some big shoes to fill. Yeah. And I don't mind trying to fill them, but I'm just putting that out there. But they really do.
Let's Charles Wesley Lattimore Jr. Hey, cuz said just like we had 7 Supermans. Well, I'm sure he meant men. And so no need to kill off the Black Super. I agree.
I
agree, but it is, I think, like JT said, do we as Black people just get like so attached to one that we gonna judge all the other ones? And if it's not as good, we're gonna be like, oh, that's trash. I ain't watching that no more.
I don't
think we would do that.
I don't think so, because look what they did with Batman. He said Superman. Batman is another example of several Batmans, that they've done over and over again with different lead characters. I think to really honor him is to do what JT said, which is to bring your best. Whoever comes in has to bring their best. And already there's articles that are out. Some people are saying it's too soon to talk about it, but I think it's something that should be talked about in terms of preparing for who should take the role and how they should write the script. There's several ways I think the studio can actually take it and elevate it, still honoring the ancestors, right? By having Chadwick go with them and letting his sister, take on the role.
Oh, wow.
As the new Black Panther. There's a cartoon about the Black Panther that came out, and the sister went into the fight with T'Challa to see who was going to be the Black Panther, right? And he won, but she wanted that right too. The honor of being Black Panther, as you saw in the movie, is open to anybody who's willing to take the challenge.
To take the challenge. So but now there's nobody, he's gone, so there's really nobody to challenge in that respect. But Sandra just said, thank you, Jamal. The story thread already intended to have his sister take the mantle. So I think that's a great idea. Especially what I loved about, and I think I said this when we talked about the Black Panther, the women warriors. Right. I love that.
Right.
So for her to be the queen,
right.
Or would she still be the princess, but the Black Panther? Because the queen is still alive.
That's
right?
correct. Right.
Okay. So
Queen
she
of
would.
Queens. Angela Bassett.
Oh. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, see, there's also talks that they wanted M'Baku to take on the role as the Black Panther, right?
Really?
So I agree with Sandra that was the end goal, I think, in terms of Marvel going into several phases. But with this coming on, I think people are thinking about it and talking about it and seeing who would fit. But I do feel she would make a good queen. But I also think that they could have the son of the Black Panther, like in the waiting, in the development.
But where did they get the son from? So
nobody knows.
Do we make up that story from the kiss at the end? Okay.
But really, Black Panther in the comic books, I know the side piece.
I'm about to put y'all out the room. I'm about to put y'all out the room.
It would probably be like the Creed movie when nobody knew he had a son. The Apollo Creed had a son. He just showed up boxing.
Let's not do that to every black man.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, in the comic books, he's supposed to have a relationship with Storm. From X-Men. X-Men actually supposed to be his lover. And they were supposed to have a son. In another cartoon, there is a Black Panther son, the Young Adventures. So there's a young Black Panther and a young everybody's young, like the kids of the superheroes. All of the superheroes pretty much pass away, and the kids take the mantle and they become the new Avengers to save the world. So I think they could also go off of that premise and really elevate the story. So it doesn't have to stop with the prince, with Princess. It can keep going, as we talked about with other superheroes, right? Because the story should evolve.
So what do you guys think about hold on. Get a sister her own spot and stop killing the black men off and replace it. Hey, that is valid. That is so valid. That is so valid.
Point. It's a valid point.
That is so valid.
I think the other thing that that comes to light is that why is there only one? Well, there's not only one black male role. I guess he's the main role. He's the only black man who had his own, movie from that series as the lead.
That's not true.
Who was the other one?
Discussion.
Michael Jai White was Spawn.
No. Yeah, but he's not from that. He's not from that. They didn't put him in that universe. This is essentially Spawn was his own Dark Horse universe.
Well, yes, but Spawn is still Marvel though, and there is some works of them trying to tie Spawn back in to what's going on now. I think they're having a problem finding somebody that can play Al Simmons, who is originally who Spawn is. Right, but he turns into, whatever happens, and he's burned and sent to hell or whatever that happens, and he comes back as Spawn, the black superhero or whatnot. Right. Personally, I think I could do it, but
I don't know how many more push-ups you got to do, brother.
And all of this is Greek to me because I don't know nothing about the Marvel. I just knew. Yeah. So isn't like, can we have more than one? Because wouldn't it be like, a pride? Like a pride of Panthers? We can't do that?
I have not seen that in any type of series. There's always only one Black Panther, right?
Only one.
There's always only one.
We can't do something
new?
Marvel, you would have to convince them to do it.
Right.
You would have to convince Marvel to do it, but
we did see the pride. We did see the pride, but they had already died. They went to the ancestors, right? You remember that scene? All of them were together.
All of them were Panthers, right?
Was the pride right there, but in the real, I guess, their world, I've never seen like several Panthers, doing X, Y, and Z. Maybe it could happen. But I agree that, you want to keep the male role too. Yes, we want to honor the sisters, but we don't want to take away the brothers, right? That's why I brought the son up and saying, hey, let's start raising the men to take on the leadership role again.
Mm-hmm.
or the side by side. You get the sister and you got the. You know what?
Nah.
Really?
Why do they side by side?
Because
We can't have nothing.
that is how the universe needs to be run.
Let us get our
We need to share in this.
Oh God.
It takes two.
Let the king
be
the king. Let the king be the king.
And the queen be the queen.
And she is. But she's
not the queen.
She's not the Black Panther. That was the difference.
Yeah.
Again, I do think they could. I think they should definitely either cast another male role for that piece because that's the traditional look, you know, and then go from there.
I already got the same beard going on like T'Challa had. All I got to do is just grow my fro out a little bit, you know, and we can get this thing rolling.
Get it popping, right?
Yeah, man.
If the only change that I would see is having the sister take on that role, but she played such a phenomenal role herself in terms of being the tech genius, right?
Yes.
And she kind of led everything. I mean, Black Panther could not be who Black Panther is without her. So maybe there is a 2-part where she's you know, playing the Black Panther without people knowing, and the brother kind of knows but doesn't say anything, the real Black Panther, or the future king Black Panther comes back. I don't know. There's so many ways to write it. I just hope that they write it the right way. That to me is the best way to honor the work that was already laid, because that movie literally made history.
It did.
Broke barriers. I mean, not since Coming to America have we seen something to that caliber. And I'm hoping that won't be the last one and the only one that we use, right?
Right.
I see Coming to America too.
I don't want to see that foolishness. That look like a barbershop bootleg. Did y'all see that poster?
You bite your tongue. I love Eddie Murphy.
I love Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy too. But at the same time, man, come on now. That came out what, 20-something years ago? Come on now. We don't need to see that.
We could. We do.
We could. I do. I think it's a great idea.
We do. As a matter of fact,
I just want to say this. Marvel Universe director Ryan Coogler, I'm your man, dude. If you're looking for somebody that want to be the Black Panther, I want to do it. Just give me this chance. I promise I will not let y'all down.
I think they're gonna make you one of the village people.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
You'll take that role, wouldn't you?
Oh, okay.
Listen, I like it just came up. The quote that
hold on. Oh, Marvin. Hey, Marvin.
Yes.
So before Black Panther, the stigma was that all Black movie casts would not sell overseas. And the Black Panther proved the establishment. But correct. You know what? The powers that be in Hollywood always say, we're not gonna do this, or we can't do that, or we can't do the other. I mean, if you look at, I know everybody's not a big Tyler Perry fan or whatever, but his whole thing was they kept telling him no. Then he did it on his own, and now he a billionaire, got his own studio, doing his thing. You know, they kept saying what Black people wouldn't do, what Black people not gonna go to the movies to see that, Black people not gonna pay to see this, Black people not gonna pay to see the other. Y'all better stop counting us out.
And you know what's crazy? They're using his lot. They're using his studio. You know, like you can't. That's the power of what I think his legacy should do for us. Is we should be the best at whatever we do.
Right.
And don't worry about what everybody else say. I saw a little clip of his story on YouTube where he was playing one of these soap opera shows, and they didn't believe that he didn't believe that he played the right type of man that he needed to play. But the writers and the directors wanted him to play this particular character.
Who are you talking about?
Chadwick Boseman. He played on a he
We
played.
was just talking about Tyler Perry. You started talking about.
I'm talking about both of them in terms of we got to be the best we are, and we got to believe in ourselves and believe in our product. Chadwick believed in himself. He literally said, I'm done. I'm not going to take this role, and I'm going to take a chance and keep going.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry, same thing. You know what?
Yeah.
If y'all not going to buy it, I'm going to sell it myself.
Yeah.
You know? And I think a lot of great entrepreneurs, including myself, you just got to take the chance. And if you got to sell it, sell it. As a matter of fact, you just inspired me today. I got a project that I'm gonna have to lay out tomorrow.
What project is that?
What I'm doing, I started a piece where I was teaching the Chess for Life online. I think I shared that with you guys, right? And I had some great students, but I feel like there's so many more. And I had a parent who called me. She didn't have the funds, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to create something else just for you, so that we can have more students to participate. So I'm gonna do that just because of what we're talking about tonight. Sometimes you got to go above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
And that's essentially what both of them have done.
Yeah.
Above and beyond to make something greater.
I mean, his life and his story, and even, you know, most of us, it was really about just the hustle and making sure it gets done. If you look at P. Diddy, all of them, and they talk about how some of the stuff they did for free. Sometimes they worked as interns, not getting paid, you know, whatever, or turning down this because it doesn't fit their lives. I mean, some of the places that I have been and the jobs I have had was because they saw my work ethic outside of, okay, we giving you money for this. But if you shine while you volunteering, oh my goodness.
That's correct.
You know?
That's correct. Right.
So to me, it's like, so it just speaks to, it wakes you up. And in his story too, with being diagnosed with the stage 3 cancer, but not going, okay, let me just sit down until this is over and then I'll come back. No, he kept going. That woke something up in me when I heard that story. I was like, you know what? I don't have no more excuses.
Right. You just gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. I mean,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Correct. And here's the thing: we gotta do it to the best of our ability, right? We can't halfway do it. And I think that's gonna be what's gonna take whoever takes his role, like I said, to the next level. They have to bring it. It's no half doing it, or we just gonna do it just to do it. No, you need to bring that same level of excellence. Right. Not just Chadwick, but everybody on that set. They brought excellence to that film, and that's why it did what it did. Now, there was a comment before Dr. Scott.
I saw that, but it disappeared.
It was a great comment in terms of Wonder Woman.
There it is. Thank you, Jamal.
Yes.
Oh, didn't share with Wonder Woman. She had her own.
There it is. There it is.
This is
there
true.
It is, Lisa. There it is.
So, okay. So, do we think
do we think that the success of Black Panther opens the door to the making and super success of Watchmen? I do agree with that, Sandra. I do agree with that. Watchmen, I think, is going to be. I think what Black Panther did was it forced all of Marvel's films to step their game up. You got to step your game up. There's no way around it, right? You can't just make the movie. You got to make it where you're gonna essentially develop a following of people to say, I got to see this. I want to see what's next. I think all of the movies that come after that's going to come have to step their game.
Yeah, definitely.
And everything else, they got to step their game up.
Definitely. It was, I mean, we talked about Black Panther when it came out. We could not wait to talk about it.
We couldn't.
Because it was so great.
Right.
But I think too is there's so much that can come out of it that I hope that they don't, lose that momentum of it, number one. And number two, don't give us no trash afterwards.
No, right? Because to me, that's gonna take away from all of the work that they put in.
Right.
Did you see that Whoopi Goldberg asked, Disney to make a theme park, a Wakanda theme park?
I did. A Wakanda.
I was like,
man, that would have been.
Hey,
yeah, after C-19 is over, anyways.
So my question is, would you go? And that's for everybody who's watching. Just put it. Let us know. Would you go or would you not go?
I would.
I'd be there.
Yep. I would so be there. I would so be there. Oh my goodness.
There's so much that they could do with that in terms of STEM, in terms of creativity. I mean, that's what Wakanda was really about, right?
Right.
So, man, if they do it,
and culture, right?
Right.
So, can you imagine? Yeah, because she said we don't need another Frozen, is what she said. That's what she said. We don't need another Frozen. Let's do Wakanda.
Right.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But I was gonna say, is it another one of those things where they say, "Oh, well, black people ain't gonna come to that,"
Man, please. We'll be in that thing decked out with our Wakanda gear on. I mean, all over black. I'm everything.
At
least I would be there with my dashiki and everything else.
The thing is that the movie did so well that it was not just Black America or Africa that kind of watched it. This thing went worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So there is a reverence for the movie and for what it had to share. So I think it would do well. I think people would want to come and see it.
Do you think they waited too long
to do the movie?
For what?
No, to I don't want to use the word capitalize, but to put in process a Wakanda theme park. Do you think they waited too long?
No, because you remember we was just 2 years. We were literally 2 years removed. So I think when they come out with the next movie, they'll still have time. What's the theme park now with Harry Potter, right? The Harry Potter theme park didn't happen until
well, that's true.
Harry Potter was almost pretty much moving on to the next piece of their series. So that's when they came out with that theme park.
That's true. But I was thinking about Universal and the Fast and Furious ride. Like after one of the movies, it was like boom, it was almost already up, whatever. And I'm like, I felt like they moved quick on that. Although the ride was not that great.
It was. I haven't gone. I have not attended, but I think
I hate to say it. Did we just lose a sponsor?
Hey, it wasn't because of me if we did.
We're trying to get sponsors, not lose sponsors.
I'm sorry, Universal. I didn't say it. How you beep it out?
I will say that they did what most movies do. They didn't come out with that very quickly. I think after the 4th Fast and the Furious, that's when the park came out. So it took Fast and the Furious to build that legacy before they decided to go ahead and do the theme park.
It just seemed like it was quick to me.
Nah,
maybe the Fast and the Furious movies just came quick.
That's what I was going to say. It's because it's the Fast and the Furious has been, on a consistent basis. Every year, every 2 years, we see a new movie. which
Yeah.
I think they could have done with Black Panther 2 and some of these other
I do
movies.
too. That's why I'm like, what was going on? Why we ain't got another one yet?
It's the cost.
I can guarantee you
It's the
it's
money.
already been written. It has already been written. I can guarantee you that.
So I think it's
And
the
I mean, and that's probably a part of it as well. And to be completely honest with you, I can almost pretty much be sure that it's a possibility that they had already started something, and then Chadwick passes away. Now you have to do the same thing that you had to do with Paul Walker when he died, and you got to try to find a way to try to clean that up. You know,
I don't think they did that, JT, because based on some of the stuff I was reading, they have not started production on that. They started production on a couple of other movies, but they have not started the production on Black Panther. It was coming, but they didn't start.
Because it would.
Here's what I heard too. I'm sorry, Lisa.
Go ahead.
What's his name? Who would Michael B. Boseman?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. They said that he should come back as a Black Panther. What do y'all think about that?
Nah, dump that nigga in the water. Let him be where he at. I like Michael B. Jordan.
You just want the role, JT.
I would love it if he had like this whole change of heart thing.
He has to, because that dude was evil. Like his whole thing was to burn the village down. That was it.
I don't think he was so much evil as he was just hurt and misunderstood. And he had, through his experience, because now y'all remember they abandoned this baby. Come on.
They did.
Come on.
They did.
And so he grew up the way he grew up, struggling and whatever else. And all this time I'm one of y'all and y'all ain't come get me. Come on. You know, so I really don't think he was evil. I think he was just hurt. I honestly just think he was hurt. And he felt like, you know what? When I get in power, this is what I'm gonna do. And so that's what he went to get. He went to get power to help people that grew up like him.
Yeah.
I don't think it was evil. I really don't.
I do think it's a phrase.
Whatever, JT.
JT just want the spot, man. Listen, I think he would play a great Chinkala. I think he would play a really good Black Panther, but it would be hard to write him in because we've all seen him in that light, right? Yeah. So it was a conversation that I saw. I said, I don't know if it would be a good idea to have him take over the reins.
I think it would be a beautiful story of redemption.
Yeah.
For him to have, even though he said he'd rather die, let's see that King T'Challa went on and took him anyway and let Zuri bring him, heal him and bring him back to life. And let him work out that anger, let him work out that hurt, and now here he is. Because at the end they also said that they were going to start helping. So now we can help in the right way. I think I like that.
I don't think Zuri can bring him back though.
No,
you have to have the stones. The stones can bring him back. You know what I'm talking about? Huh?
The same way they brought Chadwick back, right? They have to have not only the stones, they have to have the fruit. So it's a lot that what they would have to do to kind of write it in so that it fits. Yeah. I think the better storyline is to have the sister kind of take over. In the meantime, when the son is being developed.
So with y'all saying that, then that means Zuri can't take over. If you saying that she don't have the Black Panther flower.
They still have the flower.
They got flower.
So then he can do it.
They got to bring him back to life. That's
Yeah,
So he could be
because
brought back to
remember,
life if they still had a flower.
no, but you know, Michael B. Jordan at the end of the movie was killed. Well, he died.
right.
So you have to bring him back by using the stones.
And I don't. It's too far along. I think the storyline is too far along.
I don't.
The best. I think the best writing.
Because you didn't see nothing. T'Challa could have picked him up and took him and put him, let him be all whatever. She take care of him. And here, now y'all remember I said it when they do it.
I just hope Marvel's cut you a check.
Y'all remember I said it.
I don't know.
We done seen plenty of movies at the end of so-and-so. They supposed to be dead. And then they sit up. They come right back. Come on.
Yeah.
What movies was like that?
I'm just saying, we done seen lots of them. I can't remember.
The last Batman.
So since we're talking about these, who is the hoodie guy? It's more of a Netflix series. What's the guy? The bulletproof guy with the hoodie?
Oh, talking about Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Yes.
Sandra said, Lisa, you stretching.
Oh my God, that's too much of a stretch. Like, I was on with you, but I agree with Sandra.
It's my creative process.
That is a stretch.
So who is Cage?
You gotta watch the series. If you have not, and this is for everybody, if you have not watched the Cage series, then
no, I watched it. I'm just saying, what group is he in? Is he the DC or is he the Marvel?
He's Marvel as well.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like the Backstreet characters. While everything else is going on with the universe and with the aliens and stuff, you still have people protecting the neighborhoods, right? Because there's crime going on. So he plays that role with some other characters.
And it's crazy, like some of these movies, a lot of times they like step in real quick and then they step right back out.
I wanted to know if they were going to do more of that as they move on. It would have been cool. I was kind of sad that they stopped the Cage series on Netflix. I thought that they should have definitely.
I thought the Cage series was really good.
Yeah.
What about Black Lightning? Who is he?
He's in Marvel too.
That's a Marvel too?
Yeah. I like that series. You guys like that series?
I like that series too.
It's kind of a different type of play or art form, but it's still real cool.
I like it, and I like the fact that it's a family. It like filtered down to the daughters and all of that. Yeah, that was a trip. I like that one.
But let me tell y'all what's crazy though. So you mean to tell me this man walking around and the only thing that changes is he put this little thing on his eyes and y'all can't tell that. Can't tell that this is Jefferson.
I love it.
I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, he puts this thing on his face and he looks nothing like him now. Wow, I'm like, come on now.
Right.
Come on now. Then he did the little voice filter thing.
I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was I still think it's a really good. I can't wait for the new season to come out. I think they did a really good job with that.
They have. Yeah. I think so too.
But to our main conversation, having more and more Black superheroes, Black images of us on the screen, right? Whether it's through some of the traditional setups or, hey, Tyler Perry, just create our own, right? I think it goes a long way. And we saw with Chadwick and this Black Panther piece, how it just affected so many people in terms of how they see themselves, right? Mm-hmm. My favorite line, now everybody could give me their favorite line in the movie, but my favorite line came from
Angela Bassett.
That's it. Show them who you are.
Oh,
To this day, it's still one of my favorite lines. And I think that's what we all should be doing, right? Showing the world who we are. Unapologetically, right?
Yeah.
Not apologizing, not feeling bad about it. This is who we are. This is what we're capable of doing. And this is how we are going to make a difference. I think that line is still my favorite.
But you know what? The whole movie kind of did that.
Yes. Yes.
The whole movie did that.
Yes.
It was like, okay, we gonna show you who we are.
Yeah.
And then the box office numbers that came in said, yep.
We're gonna show you. You showed you. I'm gonna tell you my favorite line. My favorite line was it was at the end of I think it was one of the Captain America movies. And it was the introduction of the Black Panther, which I don't think too many people saw coming. You know how they cut to they roll the credits, and then they cut to a little scene where anyways him and Captain America is standing there, and they're in Wakanda. Captain America was beat up, battered, and he's been healed. So Captain America starts talking about, I just don't know what's going to happen when they come looking for us. And then T'Challa says, oh, yes, just let them try. Because you could not get to Wakanda. You couldn't just see Wakanda.
Right.
You had to, you know how when Black Panther came out, when they were going to Wakanda, whatever button they pressed, you go into the portal, and then you're in Wakanda. That was my favorite line. I was like, oh snap, it's gonna be that's when people were like, oh snap, dude, it's about to be a Black Panther. You know, and I was, well, that's just me. Maybe, you know, but that's me. That was
what you just did for me was you just brought Lisa's story to life, right? Like if they did it for Captain America, who was dead in the 60s, and then he came back alive. I mean, you just messed up my whole thing. So Lisa, I apologize. You might have something there. You might have something.
Y'all tell Marvel to give me my money. Tell them to give me my money.
Marvel and Michael B. Jordan. He's gonna have to give you something. If he get that role, he's gonna get a nice check. So
I said it.
Something. Oh man, JT, you messed me up, man.
I really didn't mess you up. Captain America really didn't die. He was just this puny kid that they put in a freaking machine that turned him into Captain America. So he wasn't dead. He just couldn't.
Saying. That's what Lisa's saying.
We
don't even know he died. They could have said we had him in this machine just like they did with Bucky, right? Because Bucky was still there too, and they had the technology to kind of keep it going. So if that did happen and something happened to the Black Panther, right, and they needed a Black Panther to come and be that hero, well, we have somebody. Right. You know, he's in stasis. And
he's already a warrior. He has proven that.
And he is in the bloodline.
And he is in the bloodline.
And he's ready to fight. I mean, oh, you killed me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I think we're about to see the emergence of another Black superhero as well, because I don't know if anybody paid attention, but in the end game, Captain America passed his shield on to oh boy, I forgot his name.
Mackie.
Yeah, Mackie, him. See, she probably didn't watch it, but yeah, Captain America passed his. He went on ahead and took his age, and he's now old, but he passed his Captain America shield on to Mackie.
So, what's gonna happen is they're supposed to be doing a series of that on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
That's what I read. I don't know if they're gonna.
Do I have to watch them?
Oh, it's gonna be good. Just knowing what they did with the comic books with that, people are kind of excited to see this. It's been having a up and down, but I think people are excited to see what he does as a new Captain America. The purists didn't want to see a black Captain America, but I think he's going to add so much value to that role. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, they pull that. The person I want to see is the Spider-Man. I don't know if you've seen the movie, the cartoon, Spider-Verse.
No, with the no,
you need to watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it.
You need to
I'm
watch
just not this big comic book fan person. I love the storyline and the movie for Black Panther. Now, all of this other Marvel and he a hero and this, I don't know.
You need to watch it. You need to watch it because again, it's not just about the cartoon piece, it's about the culture as well, right?
Okay.
I think that's what Black Panther did. That's why you watched Black Panther. It wasn't because you were into the comics.
It was not a comic book thing for me. And that's what I just said. It wasn't a comic book thing for me at all. No.
Yeah.
It was not. It was the movie. It was seeing versions of myself.
Correct.
It was seeing powerful women and not being judged for being powerful women. It was a lot of things that drew me to the movie. So
you just saw the word black and you just said you was going to see it. That's all.
I did.
We know how you feel about black movies.
No. I say that no. Because it could have been a Black Panther with somebody else, right? So I'm just saying, I didn't just see the word black. I saw the whole cast.
So JT, I told her about the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. I don't know if you saw it. The it's on Netflix. So if you guys get a chance, definitely watch it. But I do think they're going to be working on that in terms of a new black on the big screen superhero. But I do think that they should go young, right? A lot of these old characters are kind of old. So now we're looking for that young blood, young face, young look. You know, so in your defense, Lisa, yes, if we have a female Black Panther, I'm for it. But then we should also have that still hold that male lead, that male black, let me say black male lead that's leading the charge. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I personally, I know I can do it.
I agree. So Sandra says, Jamal, can you put the one up about Spideyverse? Yeah. So intro to Spideyverse was awesome.
I'm telling you, man, it is more than just a cartoon.
And more then Marvin said Anthony Mackie's character became Captain America in the comics.
That's correct. So there's a comic series of the new Captain America where Falcon is Captain America. So I can't wait to see that because again, it's talking about how we evolve, right? Again, art is imitating life. So we do hope. We're looking for this evolution, right? Not just on the big screen, but also in our world, right?
Yeah.
A group of people working together to fight a common enemy, but more important, to make it a better place for everybody to live.
And that's what to me Black Panther spoke to as well. Just, you know, a better place. And then if you got this great place and then at the end you decide to share it and make everywhere a better place. So that to me was big. So look, it is like the hour has been well spent, guys.
Cooking it up as always.
So
Cooking.
just before we go, shout out to everybody that was watching. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit subscribe. Help us build up that subscriber base. Also, if you have not registered to vote,
Go and register right now.
Please.
go online and
Please.
register to vote right now.
Right.
October 5th is your deadline here in Leon County. If you are not in Leon County, please go to your supervisor of elections website. If you just turned 18 between the primary and now, register to vote. If you are in college and you're not at home, register to vote where you are.
Right.
This is very, very important. We have got to make sure our voices are heard. So silence gives consent to the status quo and to what's going on. So if you fine with it, then hey. If you're not, you need to open up your mouth by registering to vote and then going to vote. The general election is November 3rd.
Yes.
November 3rd. So we just need to make sure that we get registered to vote. If you want to do mail-in ballot, get your mail-in ballot. Go ahead, have it come to you, and then you can take it. So that way you won't have to worry about being in line for a long time or concerned about the COVID-19 pandemic that we have going on right now, because we don't know where we're going to be in that, for that matter. And then if you're in the southern regions, we got hurricanes coming through like crazy right now. They haven't, directly impacted us in this area, but they are. I got a friend in Louisiana. They got hit really bad. So listen, go ahead, request your mail-in ballot. You don't have to mail it back if you're uncomfortable with that. You can still take it to a precinct.
Right.
But get it so that you can just drop it off. And when you drop it off, you don't have to even get out your car, go inside most times. It's a box right there. You take it to your supervisor of elections office, any of that. But listen, people, vote like your life depends on it.
Listen, be a superhero. That to me is it. If you want to be a superhero, go vote.
Right.
Right.
Let's go out here and show them just what our blackness means.
That's right. or just let them know that we are human beings that deserve to be treated as such. So get out and vote, people. Thank y'all so much for joining us. JT, France, y'all the bomb. I love rocking with y'all. Can't wait till we can get back in the kitchen for real.
I still want to be the Black Panther though.
We understand. We understand. We get it.
JT,
I'm knocking my skills, but hey, this thing is real. Listen, I'm good enough to sit in the room with Chadwick. I ain't get the part he was going for, but the thing about it is, I'm good enough to be there. Understand, these skills be real, son.
So this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
They cook. I appreciate you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you, Jamal, for rocking with us.
Yeah.